Good morning, Joel and Amber. Thank you for attending our virtual meeting today. First, I want to start our meeting discussing with you the importance of financial planning, which would be the first step to begin in executing your plan in order to achieve your goals. Financial planning is important to maintaining a stable financial household. Good financial planning and achieving financial stability will also help you to prevent financial crisis. In the previous year, you have spent too much money in interest on bank and overdraft, which clearly is the first symptom of cash flow struggles. By having your cash flows greater than your inflows, it only tells me that either you are not properly managing your expenses or your income simply doesn't compensate your expenses. I have prepared a cash flow statement, and your cash flow statement undoubtedly reveals that in a monthly basis you are showing cash with the amount of $536. Your monthly dispensable after tax income is 4,800 as you previously stated, and that is combining both of your incomes. Your total monthly expenses are 5,336, which is higher than you are bringing home each month. One important factor that I see affecting your financial is that you are spending too much money in recreation. The $600 expense amount can easily compensate your negative amount in your net cash flows. As far as I can observe, you have also two problems. One is that you need to bring more income, and the second is that you need to start managing your expenses. So you need to work on both problems in order to achieve your goals. I also prepare a balance sheet. It shows your total assets, liabilities, and your net worth. Your balance sheet gives a detailed amount on your assets and liabilities. It includes your liquid assets pertaining to your checking and saving accounts and cash that you have at the moment. It gives a total liquid asset of 4,350, and your household assets shows the current market value of your home and car and furniture, with a total household assets of $329,350. The balance sheet also shows your current liabilities pertaining to your credit card balances, which in your long-term liabilities include your mortgage, remaining balance, and your car loan, with a total liabilities of $150,224. By subtracting your total assets and total liabilities, it leaves you with a net worth of $1,079 and $126. According to your net income position, which shows a positive amount, a plan could be executed to fulfill your goals and concerns. But in order to do that, you will also have to adjust your monthly expenses. Some of the recommendations that I would recommend for you to do is that you can prevent financial crisis by being organized and prepared with your finances. The best way to achieve your financial stability is I strongly recommend you to first create a budget and develop a spending plan to get rid of the debt and save money. Financial stability is achieved when you are also able to meet day-to-day financial obligations, which includes establishing a saving plan, reducing debt to a controllable level, and establishing an emergency fund equal to about to say 3 to 6 months living expenses. The key to successful financial planning are good record keeping and the consistency implementation of your plans, which that is also very important. You also need to track your spendings for 3 months and carefully monitor your ATM withdrawals and in incidental spendings. you need to examine the budget and monthly balance and ask, excuse me, and ask yourselves what unnecessary expenses you can cut out. Also, you need to remember to provide for needs before wants. That is very important. And one of the problems I can also see is that you're spending too much money in recreations. A solution to this would be avoiding restaurants and minimizing church donations. For example, instead of going out and eat, you can stay home, cook dinner, enjoy a movie, and that will prevent you from spending more money in restaurants. Also, instead of donating $100 a month, you can provide a donation of $50 per se. Um, you also need to figure out your monthly balance by subtracting monthly expenses from your monthly income. This will tell you how much money you should have at the end of the month to put into savings. Your cash flow statement shows a negative net cash flow of 536. Since you have a negative monthly balance, you seriously need to reduce expenses. In order to examine expenses to see where you can reduce expenses, you need to pay close attention to your non-necessary items. A good rule of thumb is not to carry debts that exceeds more than 20% of your home pay. You have in mind taking a vacation, you previously mentioned to me, and to purchase new custom furniture. To cover these expenses, you are taking into consideration opening a new credit card line with a credit of $50,000. I strongly recommend not to do so. Opening a new credit line with such high amount, it will also open the doors to more debts. This card only offers you I believe you mentioned a 1.2 for the first 6 months on transfers, which is not sufficient for the type of expenses that you already have and for the ones you are planning to have. I strongly recommend delaying your vacation and new furniture planning until your financial situation is stable. Unless you choose or you're willing to put your house on sale, you will be able to fulfill your wants and needs, but it will also prolong your planning. For your current situation, I have come up with a plan, and it's as follows. For your credit card, uh, for your credit card problem, to pay off the amount of 5,800, that is what you are currently your outstanding balance. If you want to pay that for the next 3 years, you may divide your dollars amount owed by the number of months until the deadline. Um, 3 years will equal to 36 payments until the deadline. It is also very important that you keep in mind that you have to meet your deadlines when you are planning. Otherwise, you can keep a good track of you are actually executing your plan. You will need to pay $100.61 off the principal each month, in addition to the interest on the unpaid balance, in order to eliminate this debt in your deadline. You will need to save more expenses and bring home more income to the business in order to execute this goal. A good suggestion would be for you, Amber, to put extra hours at work, and for you, Joel, to find a full-time job or to put extra hours as well. For your vacation and new furniture planning, in order to make a yearly vacation, you will have to save a certain percent of income per year. Most financial planners will recommend you to save at least, let's say, a 10% of your annual income for long-term future goals. For example, if you decide to save 10% of your annual take-home income, which you will be 5,760 per year, this amount to 480 per month and about 111 per week. For your retirement, to begin with your retirement planning, first you will need to determine what lifestyle will you want during retirement. Um, the next step will be putting your money into individual retirement account. You can put up to 5,000 a year into an individual retirement account. You can contribute more if you were 50 or older, or you can also start with less amount. It depends on however you want it. The IRAs also provide the tax advantage when one opens an IRA that person can have two options, a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA. The tax treatment of your contribution and withdrawals will depend on which options you select. Also, the after tax value of your withdrawal will depend on the inflation and type of IRA you choose. IRA's value IRAs can provide an easy way to save. You can set it up to that an amount that is automatically deducted from your checking or saving accounts and deposited into an IRA. The inflation and type of investment may play important roles in how much you'll have to save at retirement time. You also need to estimate your annual cost living. For example, if you would like to retire at age 62, let's pretend that you are 51 years old now, and 11 years from now, you guess that the inflation rate will rise slowly and will average about a 5% a year. You will calculate this by estimating your current annual expenses of 65,232, and you will multiply that by the inflation factor of 1.71, which shows you will need around 111 uh, 446 in your first year for retirement to maintain your planned lifestyle. I suggest that if your employer offers a retirement savings plan, such as 401k, most of the jobs are offering 401k plans. Sign up and contribute all you can. Your taxes will be lower, and your company may kick in more, and automatic deductions make it easy. Over time, compound interest and tax referrals make a big difference in the amount you will accumulate. Another advice would be not to touch your retirement savings. If you withdraw your retirement savings now, you'll lose principal and interest, and you may lose your tax benefits or pay or have to pay withdrawal penalties. If you, for any instance, change jobs, you need to leave your savings invested in your current retirement plan or roll them over to an IRA on your new employer plan. um, for your college education for your kids planning, one of the first factors that you need to determine is, or when planning to save money for your children's education, is knowing how much money you need. It will depend on whether you want your children to go to public or private schools and whether they plan to go to university or college. One of popular method I suggest for you to use is to save for college through a college savings plan. Operating similar to IRA and 401k plans, it's called the 529 college savings plans, which allows parents to save for children education tax-free through an array of investment options. Otherwise, begin investing 5,000 each year when your child is 10 in an account that earns 11,000 annually. I mean 11% annually. This would result in a total savings over $65,000 by the time they are 18. Your estimate total money invested would be around $40,000. But since you have three children, that amount will be triplicated. I would say a good choice would be to put your home to the market and find a more affordable home to be paid in full. By having a new home paid in full, the amount of $877, which is your mortgage payment now, will be a monthly savings. This amount could be used towards your children's college savings and retirement, and will have money to spend on your new furniture and planned vacation. This process might take a little longer, but in my opinion, it would be more proper to wait than to keep struggling with cash flows or having to prioritize college savings over retirement savings, or simply prolong even longer your vacation planning. It is reasonable to recognize that you need to better manage your expenses and always to put your needs first over your wants, which is also a a very good advice that you should know by now. Um, I'll thank you for meeting me today. And if you have any further questions or you would like to discuss, we can do that in our next meeting. Thank you very much for coming in today into our virtual meeting, and I hope you have a very good day.